Good morning, or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we need to take a little bit of a look at, well, it's another update for Brilliant Stars. And I'm sorry, I am aware that yesterday I did 3 videos on Brilliant Stars, and I started off today doing a video about Brilliant Stars, showing you a bunch of new cards, etc. But it's happened again. And we've got what I was expecting, and it is the best case of what I was expecting. And if you're me, you are going to be delighted by this. Now, we got a couple of things which are slightly less exciting. For instance, the mini portfolio. Okay, we can move on from that one now. We've also got an image of the booster box, but given that I showed you the booster packs yesterday, a little bit less exciting than arguably it could be. But what we do have is an updated description of the set, which we didn't have yesterday, and this updated description tells us a lot. Constellations align in a show of force. Overflowing with light, Arceus V-Star descends from on high to share its celestial powers with other Pokémon V. Shaman V-Star, Charizard V-Star, and Whimsicott V-Star find themselves wielding awesome new V-Star powers. We knew about them yesterday, they were confirmed, they're the 4 Pokemon on the booster pack artwork, none of that's new. While Mimikyu VMAX, Aggron VMAX, and Kingler VMAX in its Gigantamax form boast tremendous strengths of their own. Discover glimmering constellations and start your journey towards stellar greatness in the Pokémon TCG Sword and Shield Brilliant Stars expansion. And actually hidden in there is some really good information. Now, I told you in yesterday's video that this new set would have 3 VMAXs. And I meant it, ladies and gentlemen. I meant it. That was new information. Fine. That's good. And I did tell you that Kingler VMAX was going to be one of them. And it wasn't some kind of like magic prediction. We'd already seen that the 100 start decks over in Japan has got Kingler VMAX. We're not getting the 100 start decks. Therefore, it kind of had to be one of the ones we were getting. There is also a new Zamazenta, which got an awesome ability. Discard your hand, draw 5 cards, end your turn. It's brilliant, and that's almost certainly coming in the set as well. I'd be stunned if it didn't. But what about Aggron VMAX and Mimikyu VMAX? Well, we don't know where they're coming from, but it is overwhelmingly likely they'll be in the 100 start decks. There is an outside chance they are in VMAX Climax. Could happen. I don't think it's going to be. I don't think there's going to be new VMAXs in there. I don't know is the honest answer, but from everything we've seen, I would say they're way more likely to be in the 100 start decks. I mean, we've already seen Kingler, and we've had, 3 different reveals of VMAX Climax at this stage with no new VMAXs. It would be a bit of a surprise if there were new ones in there. But as I explained in yesterday's video, expect this to be the last 3. Do not expect to find Starbirth in Japan having new VMAXs, and do not expect to have any more VMAXs in future sets. Expect this to be the final 3 VMAXs. I would be very surprised if we had any other VMAXs. V-Stars are coming in to take their lunch, essentially, so yeah. Sorry about that. That means anybody waiting for the Gigantamax forms of Machamp, Hatterene, and Melmetal, sorry about that. Now we're then told over 170 new cards, which does make it a smaller set. 4 brand new Pokemon V-Star, we confirmed what they are. 20 new Pokemon V and 3 enormous Pokemon V Max. Well, we've seen the 3 Pokemon V Max. Actually, as a side note, Aggron is completely new, but we have already seen Mimikyu V. Mimikyu has already had a Pokemon V, but remember, when it gets a VMAX, it will get a new Pokemon V. So we are going to be getting Aggron as both a V and a VMAX for the first time. Mimikyu, we will get a VMAX and we'll get a new V, but do remember we did get a Mimikyu V that came along in Battle Styles, so that's something you should probably try and remember. And we've then got just a couple other little bullet points that we can mention just very quickly, including 30 cards with special art in the Trainer Gallery subset. That's, like we talked about yesterday, the character rares from VMAX Climax. And more than 20 trainer cards and a new special energy card. The new special energy card, for what it's worth, is definitely going to be that double turbo energy I showed you earlier today. So no real surprises along those lines. it's going to be that one. So basically, it's really looking kind of fun. We know we're getting the character rares, we know we're getting 3 new VMAXs, we know we're getting 4 new V-Stars. There is a lot to like about this set. This should be, in theory, a very sought after set that makes a whole bunch of people very happy indeed. So what else new have we been shown? Well, we've been shown the blisters. And I got a little bit worried yesterday because we didn't get shown the blisters and they didn't mention them in the press release, and I got a little bit sad. I worried for nothing, ladies and gentlemen. They are coming, and they are, as far as I am concerned, the best case scenario. So the free pack blisters are going to be featuring Leafeon and Glaceon. And the eagle-eyed among you might notice that they are some of the gym promos we saw from Japan before, and they are both Okacheke artwork. I have made and will continue to make no secret of the fact that I am absolutely in love with the art that Okacheke is providing for the Pokemon trading card game, and these are both absolutely over-the-top stunning cards. I generally tend to buy free pack blisters anyway, but I have no real interest in buying anything but these blisters at this point, because goodness gracious me, the artwork is phenomenal. Also important to note, a change is being made. You'll notice that Blastoise coin there is a jumbo coin. Up till now, the free pack blisters have all had regular size coins, but that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that's a jumbo coin. And it seems like Pokemon are moving away from regular size coins, which I suppose means calling them regular size coins is a bit of a lie at this stage, and moving towards jumbo coins, because we've seen them more and more lately, and it's happening again. Now, Leafeon for a single energy, he's got Leaf Guard, 30 damage. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 30 less damage from attacks. Humorously enough, exactly, and I mean exactly the same attack we see on the new Leafeon V that's coming in that box I showed you yesterday. The news really has been coming thick and fast the last couple of days, and I mean it is, in terms of name, damage, effect, and cost, the exact same attack. Then for 2 energy, 50 damage plus 30 more for each colourless energy in your opponent's active Pokemon's retreat cost, which of course is a nerfed version of the attack that we see on Leafeon VMAX. Because Leafeon VMAX, the whole hook of that is that it's got the attack, Grass Knot. Now that is 60 damage for each energy in your opponent's retreat cost rather than 50 add 30, so the VMAX is clearly better. Same energy cost, more damage, but again, it's a free prize VMAX rather than a 1 prize stage 1, so understandable. It's not a phenomenal card, but it's not bad as a little baby VMAX. As for Glaceon here, single energy, 20 damage to each of your opponent's Pokemon. It's spreading 20, and spreading 20 isn't bad. We don't have a bench protecting Pokemon at the moment, so I could see this in some decks. And it's annoying that it's water energy, not colourless, which really does limit the amount of decks into which it will fit. But it's still a nice little attack that spreads a bit of damage and is quite nice. And then free energy 120 and it can't do it again next turn. That is underwhelming. But I do like the spreading attack on Glaceon. That's really cool. And if that wasn't enough Okacheke artwork for you, I've got wonderful news. Because the 1-pack blisters include Flapple and Eevee. And yes, it is the Okacheke Eevee, which again was a promo over in Japan in the same line as the Glaceon and Leafeon. They were all in the same promo pack. The Flapple, if anybody's interested, was a Korokoro promo, and after spending weeks tracking that magazine down, the promo came through properly dented from the way it was packaged, and I'm going to be honest with you, I got it weeks ago and I'm still bitter about it. It makes me genuinely a little bit sad. But I suppose now I can at least have an English version of the card. So yay! They're cards which are pretty awesome, and I have to get the Japanese Okacheke ones, and I've got the Japanese Flapple, so it will be nice to have them in both languages. Now, because we've got jumbo coins in the single pack blisters as well, we cannot see the card, at all. But we've seen them before, so we know what they do. Flapple, for a single fire energy, attaches up to 3 basic energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. Not bad as an early game setup or a mid-game redo. And then we've got, for 1 grass, 1 fire, 70 damage, flip a coin if heads burned. Nothing terribly special. The EV for a single energy attaches a basic energy from your hand to this Pokemon, or for free colourless energy does 30, and again, it's nothing to get terribly excited about, I'm afraid. It is interesting to note that it is just an alternate art reprint of a previous promo EV, so it is literally exactly the same card, just with different artwork. But again, you've got 3 of the 4 blister promos are Rokucheke cards, so I am beyond delighted. The other thing that we were shown off today is the build and battle kits, and it is really interesting to note that the build and battle kits here, they've got a different look. If we put this side by side with the one from Fusion Strike as an example, you can see that the whole design of them has changed quite a bit. What's inside hasn't changed much, or have they? And the answer is yes, they actually have. Because we've also been shown the Build and Battle Stadium, and we were given an updated description, and it mentions that each Build and Battle box holds 4 booster packs, same as before, an exclusive foil card, that's one of 4 promos, they have not told us what the promos are, and a 40 card deck, which is more than we had before. So, same booster pack, same promos, but there's actually more cards with which to build your deck. And the Build and Battle Stadium is the usual thing. You've got 2 Build and Battle kits, 4 extra booster packs, and some energy and dice and all of that good stuff. They're the same as they've been all the way along. But it is fun to note that the Build and Battle kits actually have more cards from which to build your deck, and that is really nice. And actually, as I'm going to finish this video, I need to give a shout out to the lovely Stephen Kent, because right as I'm getting ready to finish, images are available of the 1-pack check lane blisters. These are the ones that give you a booster pack and a full evolution line. Now these come with Venusaur coins as opposed to the Blastoise coin that we saw in the 3-pack blisters, and I never actually pointed out, but in the 1-pack blisters you've got that same Venusaur coin, and these feature the Salamence and the Hydreigon that came around in Evolving Skies. So they are cards that we actually got not very long ago now, and they're coming back as promos here. Do remember that as a general rule, these check lane blisters do tend to feature cards from not the most recent set. I'm assuming it's easier to do and all of that. Now, the Salamence is an interesting card, but it is a stage 2, but you can make your opponent switch their active. They get a choice, but you still get to choose. And then 220 for 2 energy if your opponent's got any damage counters. Seems like a strong card, but the stage 2 really hurts it. The Hydreigon, 20 damage plus 100 more for each prize card your opponent took during their last turn. Yeah, the Salamence is really interesting. The Hydreigon's got a fun gimmick, but I think it's fair to say, not a stunning card. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. All the 1-pack blisters, the 3-pack blisters, Build and Battle Kit, Build and Battle Stadium, and confirmation about more stuff from the set, which I find very interesting indeed. But now it's over to you guys. I want to know what you think about all of this. I want to know which of these things you're going to be picking up. I want to know, quite frankly, anything you want to tell me. So go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCG Radio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that good stuff, head on over to patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can do exactly that. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.